I have got the Fordson Major new cylinder head back from the engineers. Lovely job. Skimmed the head, reset all the valves, and they put a new seat in one. But in the process they discovered somebody's welded in that patch, but that's mild steel and that's cast iron. So they'll be expanding and contracting at different rates. And apparently it's leaking all in here. So what I'm going to do, I've cleaned it all really well. I've just put the chalk on so you can see it. I'm going to seal it with PC7, which is a 2-part epoxy compound. It's on its way, I haven't got it yet. But I think I'm going to put the head on just in case we get any into this surface, so we can mount the head. Might have to take a fan and the pulley off, but that's no big deal. And then PC7 takes 24 hours to set, I think. So when it arrives, that'll be ready. We'll get the head on this afternoon. I think that's my plan. I know it'd be easier just to do it here, but I'm worried we get stuff onto this surface. I don't want it on that surface. So what I've done, these are actually M12. They screw in about 4 threads, so that will guide the head down. So I've got a new gasket for it, and we'll get a new seal for there. So it's just a repeat of what we did before, so I'm not so sure I should bother filming it. Oh, by the way, I did it wrong last time, according to some chap on the internet. I think he was speaking about the way I set the valves. But about 50 years ago, when I was a young lad, or a bit younger, this old mechanic, who'd been doing it for about 50 years himself, told me to use that rule of 9 to set a 4-cylinder engine, unless otherwise specified. So it took 100 years, been doing it wrong, apparently. But the chap that left the comment never enlightened how it should be done. So there you go, I've been doing it wrong for 100 years. You know what? I'm going to keep on doing it wrong because I know it works. As I've said, David Brown, it's specified how you set it. It is different, but that's in the manual. There's nothing in the manual for this one. I took a wire brush over that last night. We're going to need a bit more light if we can get. So anyway, let's find the gasket set, the new one. Get the head on. Right, I'll bring you back in 4 as I'm doing jobs. That's the oil seal. That's actually a better one than the one I got from AgriLine. Seems to be flatter. These aren't quite big enough to do this, but it will guide it down. So that's the new. The oil comes up through there for the rockers. So the next bit is getting. That's going to be difficult. I have to move that. Because it's going to be in the road otherwise. Got a problem here is with the radiator shroud being in, there's not enough room to use these. Might just have to sugar it, put it down and then we can sugar it. Good Scottish word for you. Anyway. Don't tell the wife I lifted this. that was in my clunker. See if we can get one of these. On the other side. That's why. These are just alignment pins to try and get the gasket in the right place. In the right place. Not having it. Oh, there we go. I think. Right. I say they're M12, they'll screw in enough to line it up. So we'll drop all the bolts in and then we can take the alignment pins out. And then we'll have to torque them. Right, where did I put them? Well, it's due a oil change soon as well. So we'll have some water in the oil. It's not going to be the brightest of videos. That's not going to work, is it? That's the thermostat. Pop it. Three-quarters or 19 millimeters. The engineers commented about the dip in the middle of the head, but we knew about it when we checked it for flatness on the brake plate. These are just going on loose, it's just to save turning and turning and turning. Yeah, I might need to take the water pump out to... Well, maybe no, I think I'll get in. If I take the pulley off and the fan, I'll get in. I see, I didn't want to get that stuff on the machine surface. Right, we'll stop in here. Probably do it in 2 steps. Maybe 3 actually. I'll just put them all tight and then we'll do them in the correct order. Imagine doing some of those big American straight 8s. Many bolts you'd have to put in. Oldsmobile straight 8. Right. Let's check my settings. Let's see. 85 to 95, I think, foot-pounds. Focus. Cylinder head, 85 to 90 foot-pounds. Hey Siri, what's 85 foot-pounds in Newton meters?
Here's what I found.
Just tell me. Alexa would tell me. Five. 185 is 115. So what we'll do is we'll turn them to 115, and if everything's okay and we'll run the engine up to temperature, then we'll retorque them after it's at temperature, and we might put them up to the 90. Probably will actually. Maybe we should just put them in 90. 90 is 122. Instructions here, which one's to tighten? Beside you. I think you love it when your phone you turn the thing so you can see it, and then you turn your phone and it puts it the wrong way. You know what I mean? So 122. Let's just say that. Yeah, let's set it. So let's torque them halfway. That's about 80. That's 84. Right, number 1. I'll go to the side that this has shown me, then I won't be back to front. This is just a repeat of what we did before, so if you want to watch, if you don't bother me any. Right, so this is number 1. I'm just going to torque them so far. 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's 6 one? 6. 7's will be over here. No, that's 17. 7. 8. Barry was saying that some people actually just write the numbers on the cylinder head so they know where they're going. I never know where I'm going, so it's no difference to me. That's 8, there's 9. 9's here. 10. 11. 12. I'm doing this right because I'm following the manual. 14. 15. This should be 17 altogether, I think. 16. 17. Right, we'll go back to number 1. And we are set at 84 Newton meters. So I should be able to take it up to that. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. I was tempted to use the other head gasket, but I bought a new one. They're not that expensive. AP online, pretty good prices. That's 7. That's 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. What's this one? 16. 17. Right. So 122 Newton meters, did I say? I read the scale on this thing. Right, that's set 115. So when we retorque them after it's been running and everything, we can put it up to 122. Right, here we go then, are you counting? Quick check, I missed any. Better to double check now. I was very tempted to buy another Fordson Major. It's actually a 1964 model. It's got a different engine. One of the last made, I think. This is when you worry because I've just found that washer, but I know I put a new one in. Right, I think the first thing we'll do is put injectors in to make sure nothing goes down into the cylinders. So I'll get that sorted out and bring you back. The exhaust valves, we've got the injectors in. I'll just put this paper in case anyone wanted to try down the engine. All the exhaust valves have these exhauster caps, and the clearance should be 1 to 3 thou. So I was just measuring down on there. Measure it again. That's measuring 22. One and a half. They're all the same. Oh, that's different. That's measuring 23. I think this is 22. 20. Just double check. 21. This one measures 23, so that's perfect. Measure 19 this time. Well, it's 22, it's 1 to 3, so we can use that one there. Let's try this one. What these do is every time the valve opens it turns it a little bit. It's 21. $22. That's got one to 3, so we're okay. Coming in 19, that one. I think this one will work on it. $22, so that'll be okay there. I think that's the one I actually made. They're a sod to make, they're so wee. $21 again. $22, so that's got one. So that's him in, fine, checked. I've gone to dial gauges and non-digital verniers because they kept breaking. So that's fine. I'll get the push rods in next week. I've got new seals here and underneath this one. The rest are good copper seals still. Torque, nothing in the book I could see, so it's about 40 foot-pounds, I think, round about there. So we'll get the push rods in, and we'll get the rockers on. Right, I have them in the order they came out in. I know everybody says to put the push rods back in the same place, but I replaced a couple of push rods before, so they didn't go back in the same place. And they were fine. Back to were better because the other ones were spinning. This torch is playing up. That's in. That's in. That's in. That's in. That's in. Far away, I can't actually see it. That's it. Right, touch them more. The wonderful Chinese made torches. Anywho, be better if we had them the right way around. Or if we should put the I was just wondering if we should have put the injector spill pipes in. I think it'll be okay. Would actually be easier before we put the rockers on. This is the new fitting we made. By we, I mean me. No, that goes to that side of them, I think. If anybody's ever stuck for one of them, give me a shout and I can try and make one for you. Just need to pay for materials, postage. The originals had a flat on them. There's a torch playing up again. Never seem to last, these torches nowadays, these LED torches, rechargeable or whatever. Let's screw that in. Put the nut in to give it more strength. When I turned it, I left the tap in it so I could clamp the jaws onto it in the lathe. Otherwise I would have just crushed it. It's the same thread top and bottom. I don't remember what is it. So is it something 21 or 22? 3 it's 22, something like that. Torch and go. Pile of proverbial. I didn't have one to go on, so I wasn't sure of the height. It should be okay, I think. Right, pull in my spanner now. Seems to have moved slightly. Right, I think we're going to have to put one in at a time and move it around. This torch to stay on. Some paper in there. As we're fiddling about with wee copper washers. Torch going off again. One. This isn't from this head, so that's maybe why it's needing a wee stretch. bit. I think I just need a nudge towards you. That's got a thread in it. Bottom washer's in. Right, next one. Hear that wind? Another Atlantic storm. It's been a crazy week. What day is this? Tuesday? We're in April anyway. Beginning of April. It's about the 9th or whatever Tuesday is in April. And we had snow down about 500 feet. The next day was about 14 degrees and really warm wind. Then it chucked it down the next day. Then yesterday it was up to 21, and today it's blowing a hoolie again. They've only given us 6 washers instead of 8. It's okay, I've got some old ones I can use. Well, actually I might have in mother gasket set. I'll go over and look. So just normal Scottish weather, crazy. I'm muttering to myself. If you ask yourself that question, you get the right answer. Because you're, if you know what I mean. Excuse my French. This is why I've got paper in there. I haven't found the boat yet, but I found the washer. This is where you're all going, oh, you don't need paper in there. This cylinder head is just slightly different to the original one. Got it. I'll have to find a bolt. I have got spares, because I've got spare set injectors as well. I have got the rockers on, not set them yet. Just put on injector pipes. Didn't find that bolt I dropped yet. Three quarters. Or 19 mil works. I think I'm going to pop the radiator off the front cowl on the radiator so we can get that PC7 stuff done. Just give us a bit more room. actually. I'll not tighten the injector pipes because we'll need to bleed the diesel up to them. Won't we? Get them started anyway. Right, just probe in here. That's the temperature probe. Yeah, 60mm fits it. That's a new temperature probe I got. Gauge on probe. Oh, quite a few years ago now, but I had to cut the dash to get it to fit in. Still wondering where that bolt went. Find it yet. There we go, that's that done. Not putting the thermostat in yet. What have we got to do? Oh, I have this feed pipe here. Once I find the proper fitting for it. I've got a few bits bolted onto the Major, and I took the nose cone off and the radiator off so we can get in here when we do that, when that PC7 comes. Should be tomorrow I think, but it'll start now and there's no exhaust smoke coming out of the thermostat of the water pump. I won't run it for too long. Probably change the oil as well. Set the tappets using roller 9 and there's not a sound. That's the way I've always done it, that's the way I'm going to keep doing it. So, very important job next is go for lunch. This fan belt always sat out of alignment a little bit, so I took that bracket out and machined it so it would sit better. It's sitting in alignment now, pretty good. So the air pipes, probably take them off again to get this done. Not bothered about that, and that pulley is just on with 2 bolts. So that's broken its back, as they would say. I seem to have filmed this in time-lapse accidentally, but never mind, you'll get the gist of it. It's a 2-part epoxy glue or filler. You can use it or either. It takes about 24 hours to cure. You mix it up in even parts, which I'm doing here, and then I spread it and left it to cure. But it's quite stiff stuff to mix up as well. So one thing to note with this stuff is temperature. It can take up to 93 degrees C, which is around 217 Fahrenheit I think, roughly. But where it is located behind the fan there, and the Major never gets hot anyway. I have drained the oil out overnight and I'm using a Doughty hydraulic washer on the sump plug for a seal. I changed the filter the previous day, and this is me just putting oil in it. It's about 2 gallons for a major sump. I've just got enough in that container I've got there. That is new oil. Got the radiator bolted back on and the air pipes and the hoses ready. Well, this got a bit here for just testing. It's sitting up. Still spongy. I think I'm going to leave it 24 hours before we try and put water into it. So it's ready. Well, it just needs water in it and that's it, ready to go. Oil's changed. Be good to get my digger working again. Plenty of jobs for it. We just have to keep an eye on it. If it is a success, we'll still have to keep an eye on it. If it's not a success, I'll have to think about that. I've got a cunning plan. I'll have that bit of cast iron I can machine flatter and weld it in with cast rods. Maybe. Hopefully we don't need to do that. But see, it's beginning to set up. Its temperature. It depends on the temperature how quick it will cure. Apparently. Okay then, back tomorrow. We have the PC7 up in here where the welded plate is, and I was running the digger pretty hard yesterday and it was fine, so it's looking good. And the oil's still nice and clean as well, no water in it. Still looks to have been a success. A bit of an expensive success, but a tractor that doesn't work isn't really worth much.